Hello and welcome to 15 Minutes of English. My name is Laurie, and in today's episode, we are going to be having a look at prepositions. Now, we've got the main prepositions which cause problems, which is in, at, and on. And do you know how to use them? That is the question. So, for example, do we say at Christmas or on Christmas, in 5 minutes or on 5 minutes, at Monday or on Monday? Uh, when do you use the different prepositions? Now, let's have a look at some of the rules. So, which preposition should be used for these things? We got rooms, countries, cities, buildings, closed spaces, months, years, and times of the day. For these ones, we're going to use in. So we could say, in the kitchen, I like to cook food. I have a large wardrobe in my bedroom. On holiday, I went to Spain. That's slightly different because we use the verb go. So we're going to use go to. But my father lives in Spain. There we go. My father lives in Spain. Madrid is a city in Spain. My uncle lives in Madrid. The Guggenheim is a nice museum in Bilbao. There you go. Buildings, a shop, a museum. You can be in a shop, in a museum, any kind of buildings really. You can be in them. A closed space, so a park, a garden, a car. In my garden, I like to grow lots of nice flowers. I like to drive in my car. So those are all the ones for place. So these types of places, and then we've got time. Right. This is a typical way that people split the use of prepositions. They put them into two categories. So we got place and time. Now, in, at, and on, we use them for both things. So there we go. For in, we use for months. So in January, in February, in July, I went on holiday to Porto, and it was very nice. There we go. In 2025, what happened in 2025? In 2025, I moved to Portugal. In 1066, the Normans invaded Britain. In the morning, so here we got the times of days, right? In the morning, I like to get up quite late. In the afternoon, I like to eat lunch. In the evening, I like to watch some Netflix. There we go. There is one exception to this times of day thing, and that is night. So we don't say in the night. It's possible, but usually we don't say it. We say at night. Don't ask me why. We just do. Which preposition should be used for these things? Right, so for transport, surfaces, dates, and days. So transports, a bus, a plane, a bike, a ship. So on a bus, on a plane, on a bike, on a ship, right? You can think of it like that it's not such a closed space. You think of a car, you're kind of shut into a car, you're in the car, whereas on a bus, it's quite open. So you're more just on the bus. It doesn't really make much sense, but there we go. I think a bike, it makes sense. A bike makes sense because you're sitting on top of the bike. But yeah, there we go. Surfaces, you use on for any kind of surface really. So on the floor, on the table, on the roof, and on the wall. So even if the surface is not horizontal, and even if it's not on the top of it. For example, if you say there is a spider on the ceiling, the ceiling is the top bit of your room, and it is, you might say it's under the ceiling, but no, we use on. It is on the ceiling. Yeah. Okay. The next one we have time. Time for on, we use it for dates and days, right? So if you have a specific date or one particular kind of day, then you use on. So, for example, on the 25th of December, we celebrate Christmas. On the 28th of November, we celebrate my birthday. On Monday, on Monday, on Monday I go to school. On Valentine's Day, people go and have dinner. There we go. Okay. What do we use at for? What do we use at for? We can use at for less specific places. So if you are talking about buildings, then you use in, right? If you say, look, I'm in the school building. I'm in the science department. You're being quite specific about which building you're in, and use in. But if you're talking about a place in general, look, when you're at school, make sure that you don't forget your bag. When you're at home, when you're at work, if you're at the hospital, then can you go and pick up my prescription? When you're at university, make sure to speak to your professor. When you're at the airport, you need to leave enough time for your flight. When you're at the station, you need to keep an eye on your luggage. There we go. So we use at for all of these kind of less specific places. Okay. We also use at for times and for festival periods, right? So times, we use it for specific times. So 6 o'clock, at 5:45, at 2:30, right? We also use it for festivals that are more than one day. So you will remember we had Christmas Day and Valentine's Day. We wouldn't say at Christmas Day or at Valentine's Day because it is a day. There's only one day. But if it's more than one day, so the Christmas period, then we use at. Easter, you got Easter Sunday, you say on Easter Sunday or on Good Friday. But the Easter period is quite long, so you would say at Easter. There you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay, as a bit of practice, let's have a go at looking at these situations. Some of these, however, are not really practice of in at on. They are more to do with the verb that comes before it. Okay, so this is another thing that affects which preposition you use. So with the verb arrive, we are going to use the preposition in, right? I arrived in Krakow on Friday night, right? That does actually line up with our in being for countries and cities, right? So in Krakow. Krakow is a city. So I arrived in Krakow on Saturday night. Lots of people are tempted to say I arrived to Krakow on Friday night, but that's not correct. Right. Okay. I recommend that you pause the video, have a go at filling in. We've got all of the prepositions down here at the bottom, and you can see some of them will need to be used more than once, and we actually have another slide, so some of them won't be used on this one, but on the next one. So have a go. And now let's have a look at the answers. So I hate waiting people who are late. So waiting, which preposition do we use for waiting? We use for. I hate waiting for people who are late. The next one. I don't know what I'm going to do this weekend. It depends the weather. Now, this is one that people make mistakes with all the time. I hear it depends of all the time. And it depends on. Depends on the weather. This is something that you should repeat to yourself and make sure that you get it depends on, because it's maybe that's just me being English teacher and I just hear it all the time and that's why it's annoying, but it depends on the weather. Please listen what I'm saying. Now some people might be tempted to say, oh, you don't need a preposition there, please listen what I'm saying, and it's not correct. You need 2. Please listen to what I'm saying. Yeah, there you go. I was very tired when I arrived the hotel. I was very tired when I arrived the hotel. Now we're using arrived again, but here it's the hotel and it's not a city. So, what do we use for a building? We're going to use at the hotel. Yes. Yes. Okay. I really don't agree with you. I really don't agree with you. There we go. Agree with. Easy peasy. I asked a tuna sandwich. This is tuna. Oh. Well, that's supposed to say chicken. I asked for a tuna sandwich. This is tuna. I asked for a tuna sandwich. This is chicken. Ask for. Easy peasy. Yeah. Ask for. Who's going to pay the meal? Who's going to pay the meal? Now, lots of students equally would, I hear it very often that they don't put in a preposition here, and what they should put in is for. Who's going to pay for the meal? There we go. Okay, next one. I need to speak Martin the meeting. Now, there are actually a couple of options here with slightly different meanings. But I think the one that I think makes most sense is I need to speak to Martin in the meeting, right? So while the meeting is happening, I'm going to speak to Martin in the meeting. You could also say I need to speak with Martin at the meeting. I need to speak to Martin about the meeting. And those are slightly different meanings. But yeah, okay. There are a couple of different options. Don't worry the exam. Which one are we going to use here? Don't worry about the exam. Worry about. So any of those kind of feelings, well, not all of them, but some of them. We got worry, nervous, scared. Doesn't. Yeah, you can use about with scared. So you can say you can be worried about something. You can be scared. You can usually use of for scared. Scared of. You can use nervous. Nervous about. I feel like I'm a little bit confused about the exam. Yeah. Okay. You're not listening. What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? There you go. So it's it's about for this one. Who does this bag belong to? So belong. Who owns this bag? Your belongings. For the word belong, we always use to. There we go. Easy peasy. I don't spend much money. Food. Something a typical mistake that people make is that they say for. I don't spend much money for food, and that is not correct. It needs to be on. I don't spend much money on food. Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in ghosts? I should say before we move on, actually, that spend is the important thing here. So the verb spend goes with on. So it doesn't matter that it's money, and it doesn't matter that it's food. You can spend money on something, and you can spend time on something. Spend goes with on. There we go. Do you believe in ghosts? Believe goes with in. And what do you think this painting? Now, this one you could use of. What do you think of this painting? What is your opinion of this painting? But the more common version is what do you think about? What do you think about this painting? So you see here we got think and about. The same as the you're not listening. What are you thinking about? There we go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. For the last thing, we've got these questions, right? With the preposition removed. If you're feeling brave, then I would recommend that you pick one of these questions and answer it in the comments. But first, let's go through and add the prepositions. So, do you spend more money, clothes or technology? Do you spend more money on clothes? So you remember from the last one, we got spend, we got on. So do you spend more money on clothes or technology? If you are worried about something, who do you normally talk? So talk to. Who do you normally talk to? Do you believe love at first sight? So you will remember that we had believe. Believe should be in. Do you believe in love at first sight? Do you belong any clubs or organizations? Can you remember which one was with belong? It is to. Do you belong to any clubs or organizations? You will notice that when I am saying these quickly, mostly the prepositions are not stressed. So I don't say, do you believe in love at first sight? Do you belong to any clubs or organizations? No. The way you say it quickly is, do you believe in love at first sight? Do you belong to any clubs or organizations? If you're worried about something, who do you normally talk to? The stress is normally on the main verb, not on the preposition. There we go. That's something to practice. Okay. How long would you wait your friends when you've arranged to meet? How long would you wait for your friends when you've arranged to meet? Who do you think should pay the meal on a first date? Who do you think should pay for the meal on a first date? There we go. Okay. If you would like an extra challenge, then try and replace the word meal with the word bill or check in this sentence. And I will tell you if you do it correctly in the comments. There we go. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Laurie. I work as an online English teacher. If you like our videos and you want to support us, then the first thing you can do is go and watch all of our videos and give some nice comments and like and subscribe, obviously. You can also get in touch with us if you would like to have classes online. So you can go to precisaclasses.com. You can follow our Instagram page at Mr. Laurie English. And if you would really like to, you can email us at director@precisaclasses.com. Okay, thank you very much, and I will see you next time.